Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil here, and I've put together a Blissey Miltank deck. It is a variation of the starter, one of the starter decks, which is a Blissey deck, but you can definitely improve the deck by crafting a few cards and putting it in. I'll just hit a couple of those highlights. I'm not going to go over Blissey since that's in the basic. That key card you add Miltank, 3 Miltanks that prevents all damage with his Miracle Body, prevents all damage to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's V Pokemon, which covers a lot of Pokemon, so that's nice and tanky. And Radiant Greninja with his Concealed Cards ability allows you to discard 1 energy from your hand, and then you draw 2. Drawing 2 is a really good thing, and you want to get energy in the discard because Blissey will accelerate to itself when it attacks. So it's a slowish deck, which is why the Miltank's really nice, slows down your opponent, and get some extra energies in the discard with Radiant Greninja is useful. Energy, in terms of the energy changes, it's all special energy. I believe I added in the V-Guard energy. I didn't have to craft that. That one is part of the rewards there on the ladder, and you just got to add that in. You can use it reduces the damage from V Pokemon by 30. It doesn't stack. You only use 1. And then an important card, which you'll have to craft, is Double Turbo Energy. So DTEX is 2 colorless energy. Very nice, pays for the Miltank attack with 1 energy, and also helps. It's 2 energy for 1 attachment, which so helps your Blissey's damage output. What it does, though, is it reduces the damage of the attacks from your Pokemon by 20 damage. So that they did that to make it balanced, and it's, I think, a pretty fair card, and it's a very useful card. What did I add into the deck? I don't think the deck played Trekking Shoes, and I might even had to craft those. I don't remember. I play Hisuian Heavy Ball. I don't know if I don't remember now if I crafted that or if I already had that from another deck. But it's a very nice card. Searches for a basic card, a basic Pokemon in your prizes, and puts it into your hand. That way you can get Radiant Greninja or Dunsparce, since there's only one of those, if that's important for a matchup, if it's been prized. What else do I play here? The other important card, I play 2 Scoop Up Nets, which you don't have to craft because you get those in other decks. But I don't think this deck plays it. I like playing the Scoop Up Net and Cheren's Care being the other card I crafted for the switching cards. I don't play any switch. Scoop Up Net picks up a single prize any Pokemon, which the Miltank, the Dunsparce, or the Radiant Greninja. That way I can switch with it. Also clean up any damage that's on it with it, which is quite nice. And then 2 Cheren's Care, which I think I had to craft. It lets you put 2 colorless Pokemon with any damage counters on it into your hand along with anything attached. That includes your energy and your Cape of Toughness, which is a very important card for this deck. Any basic Pokemon get 50 extra HP, and Blissey, they're all basic, so anyone can play it in Blissey at 250 HP is a very tanky V Pokemon. So tankiness, Cheren's Care, meaning it can't get damaged, and Cheren's Care, Scoop Up Net. It makes a very tanky deck, Cape of Toughness. So it's a slow deck because it takes a while to build up the big damage numbers, but you can kind of play a slow game with it, and you're in the mix. So jumped on the rank ladder. We'll see how things go. At this point, I only play the rank ladder. Haven't seen a reason to play the casual ladder. I always call heads, and I won, and I will choose to go first, which is what the vast majority of decks do. So we'll see what I draw into, and then we'll get to see what my opponent had. So I have to take a mulligan, as does my opponent. So let's see. All right, I got a Blissey, which is generally the Pokemon I want to start with. That, drag it out, click yes. My opponent takes another mulligan at least, so that's good. So it looks like I am playing against another Blissey deck, but maybe the base Blissey, because that Blissey plays Cinccino. Cinccino's a nice little draw card, but I think this deck doesn't really need the draw. I think Greninja's a better card than Cinccino for the deck. So I think this might be an unupgraded Blissey deck. We will see. So I start off going first. Got a Powerful Energy. I will throw down my cape. It could get tool scrappered off, but that's okay. Powerful energy, so when I attack next turn, I'd do 60 because it does 10 plus 30 for the 1 energy, which gets to 40, and Powerful Energy adds 20 more. So a really nice card, very important card for this deck. Yep, so it's Blissey. Blissey, the Archeop. So it's a deck with, so they'll play Lugia, which I've been working on a Lugia deck also. I will put a video out on that. And the Archeops, if you're not familiar with it, is a really powerful card. It's a stage 2, that's the difficult part, but it'll let you attach up to 2 special energy from your deck to any one of your Pokemon. A really important card. So the Lugia V-Star has its V-Star power was an ability that lets them play 2 colorless Pokemon onto the bench from the discard pile, and it can be an evolution Pokemon like the Archeop Stage 2. So that's really what they're counting on doing. So getting down past to the peak next turn will be very important. If they set up, I'll be in trouble, I would say. But because they can get energy onto the Blissey very quickly, and their Lugia V-Star does pretty good damage also. So they're probably getting another Archeops, which they're going to discard if they can, because you want to get 2 Archeops in the discard as quickly as possible. They Marning me, which isn't bad. I had a research, which is always useful, but it wasn't the greatest hand in the world. So got an energy to attach, a Hisuian Heavy Ball, which is a nice card. So I think that's a little strange. So they should discard the Archeops, which will get 2. I think they used their Ultra Ball, their Evo Incense before and didn't drew an Archeops but didn't discard it, which is a bit odd. They maybe should have just let the Incense go back in the bottom of the deck. I guess they were trying to thin the deck down to get some other cards they wanted. So they have 2 Archeops in the discard pile, which is exactly what they want, because that's they can accelerate onto their bench. So I don't know what they're going to search for. They don't want to get another Pokemon on the bench to fill up the bench, I don't think. There's a good chance I will knock them out. But, okay, so Lugia V-Star. So my Marnie will be useful because, all right, they played down Crobat. That's an interesting move. I might want to mess with them some, because if I attack, I could attach my Lucky Energy, knock out the Minccino. But if I use the rope, they'll have to set up another Pokemon, which I can't knock out. But then they have 1 free bench space, and they really don't want to only accelerate 1 Archeops to the bench, because they probably can't get any other Archeops into play. Otherwise, Archeops evolves from, I forget the stage 1, but the basic is actually the rare Fossil, which is generally playing the Fossil Pokemon aren't great. Well, they're cards. They don't become Pokemon. They're trainers. What are they going to do here? Wow. That's a strange play, I got to say. That's confusing. They filled up their bench, which now means they cannot... they can't play any Archeops onto the bench now. So let's see how many. I don't remember how many energy they have in the discard, so that's going to accelerate there. They shouldn't be able to knock me out next turn, but maybe the turn after. We'll see. See what happens here. All right, got another powerful energy. That's good, so I will play my Heavy Ball. Let's take a look at everything. Couple energy. So I want the Blissey as a boss there too, which is important to remember. So do I want to... I guess I don't... I guess I want to hit into the Blissey. I'm trying to think this through some... I don't think he's going to one-shot me, so I will do that. Then play my Marnie. If I played Rope, he could just set up the Minccino. So it didn't seem useful to me to play something else. Do I want to get down a Miltank at this point? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. So I'm not loving this, but I'm just going to attack. And that's it. Does 110. They draw a card. I didn't get any. I wasn't able to get any energy in the discard, which I really would have liked to accelerate. They can't get their Archeops out this turn unless they have a couple Scoop Up Nets. So I'm a little confused about their strategy. We'll see what happens. I may get knocked out. I will get knocked out next turn, unless I can get a Cheren's Care to pick up my Pokemon. So it's a little tricky. They've done a much better job getting energy in the discard pile. I'm not loving the game at this point, but the Blissey deck is a slow deck in a sense. It can go along at a suboptimal pace and then kind of pick up at some point in the game. That's not uncommon for it. So I'm at 190. I will get knocked out next turn. So I have to think through what I do. Now they have a lot of energy, so they can probably not. I don't know if they can knock out a regular Blissey itself. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to discard something. Do I want to get a... I'll just risk getting rid of a Blissey. I want to get Greninja down because I want to get rid of this energy. I still would love to be able to Cheren's Care, I got to say. So let's see what I can do. I'll discard an energy, draw 2. I could boss somebody else. I mean, I could boss up the Archeops too. That might be a good play. And just really kind of put them in a spot where they're kind of stuck, huh? So I will boss up the Lugia. It needs 4 energy, so that's not good for them. Or no, it's just 2 energy, I'm sorry. So they could retreat it out. And I will attach to this guy. How much do you do? So what's he doing at this point? 1, 2, 3. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 10. Yeah, I think he's going to knock me out. I'm not going to use... And I will just tack in for 110. See what he does. I can attach 1 energy. So it would do 140 next turn. And still not enough for knockout. Although, I think 1 more energy and I could knock him out. So I could, if he can't get him out of there, I could knock him out next turn. We'll see. We'll see what the option. And they conceded, so I think I won that game because I bossed up my opponent, got the Lugia V-Star stuck in the active, and they didn't know what to do. So I will jump in, play 1 more game. That game wasn't the greatest, but Blissey it's a good deck. It's not the greatest deck, but it is a good deck, and it's kind of a slow deck. You can see I got a slow start that turn. I was able to kind of cause my opponent some difficulty. I think my opponent didn't play ideally also. Maybe our newer player, I don't know. Filling up the bench so they couldn't get any Archeops into play certainly didn't make sense to me. Maybe they knew something I didn't. I don't know. All right, so once again, I'm going to take a mulligan, and my opponent does too. Deck doesn't always get these mulligans. All right, so I'll throw down a Miltank. Prefer to play the Blissey V, but Miltank is good. All right, so I'm up against a Lost Zone deck. So let's see. I don't... Rope is good, but no, I don't think I want Rope. What am I going to do here? I guess I play him. Play my energy. Attach my cape so I don't get knocked out, hopefully. And enter. Now they do play there's the tool they probably play that will allow them to discard a tool or stadium play and put a card into Lost Zone. They probably play that. I'm trying to something near, I think, right now. I'd probably see him play it. And then I believe Cramorant will one-shot me. So I could get donked here. We will see what happens. So they have Sableye, but Sableye's attack, that was nice. They didn't do anything. So Sableye, they need to get a bunch of energies in the discard. So right now it does 0 damage, so it's not very helpful. So I think I don't think I want Path in play because it's going to hinder myself. So I'm just going to research, see what I get. So I'm going to discard a Lucky Energy. I think I'm going to switch into Blissey. I'm going to retreat into Blissey this turn because that gets me close to winning. I'm going to do Radiant Greninja. Use its ability, more energy in the discard is a good thing. If I get bossed up, it's awkward. I want to keep the powerful, do as much damage this turn as I can. So throw down the powerful. I will retreat and attack. The one question is, do I want to throw down another Blissey? I do think I have 3 energy, so I can accelerate them all this turn. Another Blissey seems like a good plan. I'm going to want that Blissey in play eventually, so I figure get it in now in case I get Marnied. I don't need to be digging for it later. All right, so I did 60. If I had started Blissey and then had attached the energy to Blissey the first turn, I might have had game by donking them. So another Sableye, which isn't what they want to see. They want to get comfy down so they can start drawing. And they want to... All right, I don't want to Marnie them because they have nothing going on. So I will research. And... what do I want to do? My damage right now is pretty good, so I will attach Powerful to Blissey. And just attack. I could have used Radiant Greninja's ability, but my thinking behind not doing it is I might want the double turbo to attack with Miltank next turn. If they start to get a full bench, then I can do meaningful damage. Wow, and all they have is Sableye. So, what do I want to throw up there? I throw up the Blissey because now with this energy attached, I could knock out a Sableye next turn by attaching with DTE. Wow, so I don't know what they're doing here. I mean, I'm not sure what their deck is, I gotta say. So I will attach, and at this point, I think I could research, but I don't think I want to keep researching through everything. So I'll just take the knockout. I go up 2 prizes, and they're really doing nothing. Boss, that's a really nice card to have. See what they do. If I play Rope again, I have 2 Blisseys that can do meaningful damage. So now they finally get a comfy, which they got to be happy with. So that lets them. Let me just look here. So they're playing a Path. That's fine. So they have 1 card in the Lost Zone. I mean, they really had a bad start there, not being able to get comfies into play. So they're just going to retreat into Sableye and let me knock them out, I guess. So I'm going to boss up. Just double check here. So I'm doing 100 damage. So I want to boss up the comfy because that's their engine. That hurts them a lot. So I just do that. And they might concede after this. I mean, they got a bad start. And now they lost their engine card. So down by 3 prizes. We'll see if they keep playing. When I look at the discard and something happens, you kind of lose sight of it. So they play a lot of Sableye. They play 4 Sableye, so it's a Sableye build. I think I just want to attack into them. Again, I don't want a Marnie because they just don't have good cards. So Marnie would help them too much. I don't want to research. I would like to get some more energy attached, I gotta say, but but I really want to hang on to that boss. All right, well, they're Marnieing me, which is fine. See what I draw into. I got an energy, which is great. Zinnia Resolve, which is a useful card also. So those are useful. Those are very useful cards for me. So I have. Okay, so I don't have boss here, although I could hit boss with Trekking Shoes. So let's see what we get. Oh, that's nice. So I'm going to want rope. And this may, I'm about to win the game anyway. This probably pushes the concede because now I'm going to knock out their other next Comfy. They're just losing all their engine. So I will attach to Miltank. And I'm going to, I'll do this. That's nice too. I'm just going to hit into them. The net could be useful if they gust up my Greninja or something. I'll have to get an energy to retreat them out, but that's okay. I wanted to get some more cards because boss is certainly a useful card. Although at this point, whatever they send up, I should be able to knock out. What am I doing for damage? Now it doesn't. When you see the cards, sometimes it shows you all of, this little thing here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 energy, and one of them's a powerful 4, 120, 30, 40. So I think it's doing 150 right now. So he really wanted to attack this turn, which is fine, and I will just knock into him for game, assuming he doesn't concede first. So it just didn't go well for my opponent, I gotta say. I'm not sure what about their deck build. Might not be optimal. That's a lot of Sableyes to play in one deck, but they didn't hit Comfies. They didn't set up, and Blissey didn't, because it was a single price deck, Blissey didn't need to do big damage, so it worked. And that's, Miltank's a nice option against V Pokemon, but in a case like this, it's not V Pokemon. So you just stick with the Blisseys. It works well. So there we go. Won the game. Saw that. All right. So I have some rewards to collect. So we might as well. You can see that in action if you're not playing live yourself yet. So I have unlocked tier 16 since I've unlocked the basic. Obviously, everyone gets the basic battle pass. I've unlocked the premium battle pass. I get the rewards for both each time. So that's very good. So I will just say collect rewards, and it kind of walks through and shows it as it is. So I get 50 coins. That's what you buy. Clothing and such like that. 25 credits that go to crafting. Got another Serena. Oh, so I have 4 Serena. So now I get 20 credits for trading this in. I think the Serena I'll have to see what the Serena would have cost to craft, but I get 20 credits for it because it's now a 5th one for me. In Cheren's Care, since I have a full set of Cheren's Care, because I think I crafted some, I'm now at 4 of that. So that's a very nice card to have 4 of. And I'm now at 4 V-Guard energy. And I get a Pokemon Go booster pack, which theirs are all 5-card booster packs. So Barrel, Incubator, not a card I've really all that up on. I'll have to look at it at some point. All right. And everybody loves Pikachu. So there we go. So won a game and got some rewards. So it works well, and I think I'm on the way. There's 50 tiers in the premium battle on the battle pass, and I have over 7 weeks to do it. So I'm well on the way to getting to the level tier 50, I hope. So take care. It's Uncommon Fossil.